It's week 4 of the One Room Challenge, and this week we are hanging up all of the things. And I am going to give you a beginner's guide to hanging up all the things without damaging your walls.
Hey there, I'm Jessica, the Organized Mama, and I help families just like you with practical organizing, decorating, and DIY tips.
So far in Adleigh's room, we have decluttered all of her things, her closets, her toys, her books, all of the things. And we also painted her bedroom really dark black, called Black Satin by Benjamin Moore. And then this wall is Rock Harbor Violet by Benjamin Moore. But we painted everything, so we still needed to add the curtains. And these beautiful curtains are from Wayfair. They are a watercolor print, and they are so soft. I wouldn't think like, ooh, soft curtains would make a difference, but guys, this makes a huge difference. We also hung a canopy over her bed, but we are still waiting on her bed frame, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that comes soon. We also had to hang up some pictures on Adleigh's large wall. This large wall really needed something, and the original plan was to do some black and white pictures on these poster board magnetic clip hangers. Well, after looking through some pictures, I really couldn't figure out what type of pictures she wanted, and we were going back and forth, and finally we ended up deciding on doing some inspirational quotes on the hangers. So I went into a program called Canva, and I typed out 3 different affirmations that I wanted Adleigh to say to herself. And she agreed that these were really good ones and things that she likes to say to herself when things get kind of challenging. Then I printed them off at our local FedEx. Now, I didn't just do a regular print size. I did an engineer print size because this way I could get 24 inches across and 18 down. This made it a very large print, and guess what? Each one was under $3. So this was super easy because I can easily change it out anytime Adleigh wants to change up her little motivation wall, or if she wants to add some artwork to it. It's easy to switch out because it's magnetic. Then we also added some beautiful faux flowers that I found. The problem is I don't totally love the colors of these flowers, so we may or may not end up keeping them, or we might end up doing a DIY. I don't know. I still have 2 weeks to figure this out, so fingers crossed we can get it all done before the final reveal. So we're going to start by talking about how to hang curtain rods. Now, I have a funny story for you. Back when we did the last One Room Challenge, we redid our living space, and in that we hung up curtains. So we redid our main floor of our house about 4 years ago, and it took us about 3 years to actually hang any curtains. Well, we finally hung the curtain rods, and what we ended up doing was hanging the brackets the wrong direction. Yes, guys, we hung the brackets going horizontal, not vertical. I don't want you to make that same mistake. So make sure when you hang your brackets, you hang them vertical. That means they go up and down over each other instead of how we did it in our living room, which is, just don't do that, please. We've had so many problems, and so many of the brackets have been coming out of the walls because of that, so just please save yourself the embarrassment that we have experienced right now. To hang the brackets on a black wall, we used a white colored pencil to use as a marker. So we went up about 6.5 inches from the top of the window, and roughly you want about 4 to 6, or the higher the better. The reason why is your eye goes up, right? By having the curtain go all the way up, it makes the room look taller visually because your eye goes up. So use as much of that space as possible. So after we measured, we made sure that we added anchors and we secured everything in, and we put the brackets in going vertical. Then once we got all 3 of the brackets in and leveled. We used a laser level to make sure that all 3 of the brackets were even and level. Then we added ring clips to the curtain rod, and then we secured it on top of the brackets. Then I clipped on the curtains, and it looks amazing. Now, typically you want your curtains to go all the way to the ground, either like touching it or a little drapey on the ground. Problem with this room, we have vents on the floor that cannot be covered by curtains. So when we measured out the curtains with the ring clips, I made sure that the curtains go right to the top of our vents. Now, this isn't ideal, and design-wise it's not the greatest, but can you imagine how hot this room would be with the curtains closed over the vents? Like, that would be awful. And both vents are underneath the windows. Seriously, this is what happens in a 50s house. They just did not think about things. They didn't think things all the way through. Stop putting vents on the wall. So because of that, that is how we ended up measuring out the curtains with the rods. Now, another trick I have for hanging things on the walls that don't damage them is to use 3M Command brand hooks. These hooks are life-changing, especially for someone like me who really enjoys switching up all of my decor. So we used the Command brand hooks, the small ones, to hold up the poster board picture frames. We also used another hook to hang up the canopy on the ceiling. Now, there is a trick when you pull the Command brand hook off so you don't tear off like the wall, because, you know, I may or may not have done that. So when you pull the hook off, pull the piece of tape flat against the wall and continue to move your hands up as you pull. That way, you aren't losing a piece, you're not stretching it too much. It takes some effort, but you will get a smooth removal if you do it slow, you keep the tape to the wall, and you move your hands up as you go through it. Seriously, I've done this a couple of times. I really enjoy changing things up. If you love any of these products, I have them all linked down below so that you can transform any room in your house the exact same way that we did. Love these videos? Don't forget to subscribe. New videos every Wednesday.